Do you have something to say about that, Miss Lestrade? Miss Lestrade?
It opens.
Hmm?
The skylight. That's what that is what we're talking about, right? All them skylights open. That easy.
More easily than you can load that weapon. That's a lie, I tell you. Otherwise, when I broke wind, I...
Can't do it from the inside, you mug.
Oh.
Look, a few weeks ago, I was up on the roof of the deck of one of them drags. And I had a great I had buzzes coming out of me ears.
Miss Lestrade, this is not the forum to be eulogizing on the subject of your criminal activities.
Can you be tried for a crime if you confess to it implicating yourself in another crime?
Probably,
I think you
but
can, right? No, I think it's illegal.
Is it illegal? I mean, either way,
so.
you can't try somebody for something like that without like vague specifics on who she was stealing from. Like,
when it happened.
You can't just be like, if you came out and were like, hey, I killed a man once. They can't try you just on saying that.
I mean, he's murdered someone. He's confessed to it, but we don't know who.
Like, otherwise, a lot of rappers would be in jail right now.
I murder everybody all the time. I kill people all the time.
Okay,
and
okay.
It's like, oh, gotta go to jail. Gotta go to jail. But anyway, I had a bit of a scare. When I lifted the last bloke's purse, he got wise to me. All four of them surrounded me, so I couldn't top off the bus and leg it. So what I did was I used the skylight to open the catch and jump right through.
What?
Yeah, the catch for the skylights is at the top side. That's why you can't open them from the cabin.
The skylight opens from the roof deck?
From the roof
Bailiff! Climb onto the roof of the omnibus at once and verify this witness's claims.
It'd be so fun to be a bailiff in these games. We're like, yes, sure thing, sir.
I mean, this is probably the only case ever where they had the crime scene in the room.
Ah!
Oh, my hat!
Oh, my hat! See?
Order, order, order! So, it appears the street girl's statement is quite true. I don't believe it. The skylight opens. And from the roof deck.
Mr. Naruto, this could be the clue that we've been looking for.
Well, counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination. Yes, my lord. So the skylight opens. Perhaps I should investigate it for myself.
I mean, let's investigate it for ourselves, I guess. Chow, 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 chow.
So the skylight was fastened shut before.
But now the catch has been undone. We should be able to open it. What is that? Can we just see? Like, what?
You can certainly see inside the carriage with this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin. So I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
It's not good for us.
There's a little tomato sauce in that little corner there.
You can certainly see inside the carriage with this opening, that's for sure. Oh,
Yes,
no, this is the same one!
What red market would you see there? No, that's just tomato sauce.
What? Click!
You can
No!
certainly see the, you can
Stop
certainly
it!
see the you can certainly see the inside. You can certainly see. Nah. You can
Why
certainly
can't it? Why?
You can certainly see.
No, that's not gonna count. That's definitely not gonna count.
So this is the roof. I love just the mental image of just like literally just a huge splat of blood, and people are just like, "We can certainly see the roof. You can certainly see
What
the
the
inside of the
heck?
carriage. You can certainly see."
Do we have to do it from the inside?
The blood splatters on the inside. Oh my gosh.
There we go.
Yes. It does open very wide, doesn't it? With enough, why'd it have to kick someone like you through? Certainly, Mr. Naruto.
Why someone like me?
Ah!
What is it?
Look, just here. Like this.
That's without question.
Blood. It's blood.
Why would there be a bloodstain there?
Oh my god. Surely. It can't be unrelated to the case, can it? Oh, you see, I actually cut my hand open one time trying to open it. I know I said that they don't open.
It was when I was passing gas. I passed gas so hard.
the carriage started bleeding. It's very common.
No, that's much better than
fair.
blood just spraying out everywhere.
Okay, so present there. Present the carriage there.
Right here?
Yeah, where's your proof? Here's my proof. Proof's in the pudding, now, you say. It's in the pudding. The proof's in the banana. That's what they would say. The proof's in the banana.
On the night in question, the victim was fatally stabbed in the stomach. Stabbed in the stomach. Now I just can't pronounce like regular words.
Ah, help! I've been stabbed.
Stand back or I'll stab you. What? I don't know and understand what your threat is. Okay, I warned you.
Stabbed.
That's not right. You didn't even say that.
Stabbed through the heart. Go ahead.
And immediately afterwards, the victim's body was pushed to the skylight in the cabin below. Those are the facts, and the irrefutable proof remains clearly visible in the omnibus that stands before us today in this very courtroom.
What? That's utter humbug. You can't possibly have any evidence.
No, you can't. I mean, we didn't do it, I tell you, it's impossible.
Irrefutable proof here in this courtroom.
Counsel? My lord. I believe everybody would appreciate a little clarification in here, Where exactly within the omnibus is the evidence to which you allude? You will point out what it is that proves the victim fell from the roof deck through the skylight.
Everybody shuffle into the carriage so we can all see.
Careful of the blood stain.
Blood on the floor, blood on the chair, blood on the sill. It has nothing to do with the murder. But keep going. Yes,
Oh, no! It won't even let me skip it!
Certainly.
It won't even let me skip it!
Look, just look at this. That's without a question. It's blood.
I like to think they're having this entire conversation in front of everybody now.
It can't be unrelated to the case.
By Jupiter, is that?
By Mars.
Blood? Sailor Jupiter! He's a big Sailor Jupiter fan.
Oh my god, who isn't? Am I right? But I'm a Sailor Venus fan.
This bloodstain proves two things. Firstly, when the incident occurred, the skylight to the omnibus was open.
What?
And secondly, the victim was already bleeding when he fell through the opening. Oh my! And so it follows that Mr. McGilded, who was inside the enclosed cabin himself at the time, cannot possibly be guilty of this crime. No! Order!
Why does he get a hold of it but not Gilded McGillicuddy? What?
I don't know. Must be something special about this character.
What? But the blood could have been sprayed up there when the fellow was stabbed in the cabin.
It only found its way to the one particular spot in the skylight. Sure, that would be very convenient. Plus, that's like 6 feet up. Like, blood doesn't do that.
The guy had blood pressure. What do you want me to say?
Blood only sprays like that in video games, Mr. Fairplay.
Oh,
This is real life.
I have to acknowledge an inexcusable truth that we are inside a video game.
And let's keep in mind that the skylight catch can only be unfastened from the roof deck. I myself wouldn't have been able to open it now, would I? But... There's no way to know for certain, is there? If the gent really fell through the skylight, I mean. Why don't you have a good look at the floor of the cabin between the 2 seats, me first? Mr. First?
It's really the current Atelier game that I'm playing. They MR is pronounced Meister in that game, and it's very concerning.
Tis all too plain, if you see. There's the aftermath that shows the poor fella dropped from a fair height right there, so it is.
What? No!
But it can't be. It's all lies!
My fellow jury members, I think we can all agree this is clear proof of the defendant's innocence, can't we?
I believe we can, yes. It's clear to me that the filthy rubbish can be found in the courtroom.
Where it can be found in the courtroom.
Where?
So, they thought they could pull the wool over my eyes, did they?
Typing intensifies.
I won't tolerate any of the guild's carriages being sullied with blood. I won't tolerate it.
Oh, I always knew that nice gentleman who gave us that delightful park couldn't have done such a thing.
On 3 then, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
Oh.
Nope, objection.
Chilling performance, Mr. McGilded.
Oh, and what would ye be referring to there now, Lord Van Zeeks?
A blood stain on the frame of the skylight. Such evidence is null and void.
What? Why?
For one extreme simple reason. That smear of blood never existed.
What are you talking about? It's there for all to see. It's clearly blood.
I personally attended Scotland Yard's investigation of the omnibus. The officers involved went over the carriage with a fine-tooth comb. So I can state with absolute surety, no such smear of blood existed in the carriage. At least not until this trial began.
But-
A suggestion, Lord Van Zeeks, that the stain of blood was...
Fabricated, my lord? Yes. And while the court has been in session. Or when
What?
China threw the smoke bomb.
Please don't call her that.
Sorry, that's how I pronounce. There's a character named Regina in the other game, and sorry, force of habit.
What a palaver. Palaver? What a palaver.
I think it's pronounced Palamute.
What a palamute. I must say I didn't expect such crude reasoning from a prosecutor your stand in Lord Van Zeeks. But I'm Magnus McGilded, a fellow known all over the capital for his fine contributions to public life. I don't take kindly to slander, and I'll fight it to the bitter end. Even if it's rolling off the tongue of the Reaper of the Bailey.
Mr. McGilded, I realize that this is your first appearance in court as the accused. However, I am well aware of your involvement behind the scenes in a great many affairs of dubious nature.
You're very adept when it comes to avoiding getting your own hands dirty. And each time it happens that a case you're involved in is investigated, you adapt the facts.
Dragon, he would have had to import them through time because red white didn't exist for another 130
Of
years.
Blue Corp?
Yeah. He's saying that McGilda's rings were imported from red white of Blue Corp.
Of Blue Corp. So the current conceit is that Gilded McGillicuddy paid Gina to smear blood during the smoke bomb.
Adapt the facts. What does that even mean?
I wonder how much wine that glass has. Also, he must be hammered.
The weight of fortune is the size of.
What are you doing to his voice?
I've had a little bit to drink. Okay. I really want to tell you, however ill-got.
Sorry. I headcanon, he's drunk right now.
He doesn't get drunk.
I'm a vampire. We don't get drunk.
It's not wine.
It's blood. It's cherry lemonade.
It's blood of the victim.
It's blood.
If
That's
the
why he's
victim's
always
not
in the crime
using
scene.
it, the victim's not using it anymore.
They're not. That's the perfect cover-up. Mortician is the perfect cover-up for being a vampire. To be a
You don't even have to
mortician.
you don't have to bite anybody, you don't have to kill anybody.
Yeah, it's such
They're
a
already
good
dead.
idea. I'll have to write that down.
In case you become a vampire.
Yeah, I'm just gonna become a mortician.
When you wield a fortune the size of Mr. McGilder's, however ill-gotten it may be, nothing is impossible.
Nothing is impossible.
It's not impossible. It's Sparta. Tampering with evidence, manipulating the scene of a crime, bribing witnesses. I toast your ability to concoct the most convenient of stories, sir.
Tut, Lord Van Zeeks, this will not do, to be sure. Will it now, Counsel? Oh no. I think it's fair to say this does all sound like a rather far-fetched excuse by a desperate man. The blood on the skylight didn't exist, you say? But if you will all cast your minds back, is it not true that the omnibus there has been in the courtroom the entire time? How could anyone possibly put a smear of blood in it without the world and his wife seeing?
Hello. I'm Mrs. Wife.
I'm Mrs. the World?
Mrs. the World. Yes, Pitbull is my husband.
Isn't that right, Counsel? It's true. The omnibus has been in full view the entire time the court has been in session.
Has it?
My learned friend. Here's to hearing your opinion on this matter in your own words.
As you wish. Could someone have tampered with the omnibus during this trial? If you're asking me, I think. Oops.
It could have been possible.
You're gonna say it could have been possible?
Yeah, during the smoke bomb. That's what I've been saying this entire time.
Okay. I was gonna say it, but we have no strikes. As a defense lawyer, it's my job to advocate for the defendant as best as I can. But still, I feel
I
as
wanna
though there's
win.
something even more important at stake here.
Yeah, I want to win by lying.
You want to?
I don't. That isn't that like
But
the whole
if you-
reason why we lost? Phoenix lost his license
Not really, but
because he used fake evidence by accident.
I'd have to give spoilers for that game, and we haven't gotten to that game yet.
I guess so.
But remember, you lose your chance to be a lawyer if you lose this case. So something more important at stake here. There is no evidence to suggest the defendant did as my learned friend suggests. However, in terms of having the opportunity to carry out the alleged tampering, there is one possibility.
Oh,
Good gracious. Explain yourself, Counsel.
Yes, there is. It seems my learned Nipponese friend has no intention of running from this deceit.
Deceit.
I also want to be friends with Von Zieks.
I'm sure everyone still remembers clearly. I don't know, he seems like a terrifying friend. The recess we were forced to take is a result of the smoke grenade fired by the witness currently in the stand, Miss Gina Lestrade. What is going on?
Be careful, Mr. Naruto. Cover your face. Bailiff, don't let the accused escape. Secure the omnibus.
Hereby call an emergency recess. Bailiff, ensure the defendant is in custody and clear the courtroom.
The courtroom was filled with smoke, and everyone was thrown into confusion. All of us were made to leave the chamber. In that brief interval, under the veil of smoke and in all the chaos, it could have been possible to steal inside the omnibus. To steal the omnibus.
Oh, and then take all the stuff out and then put the paint. Right? Because all that happened after the smoke.
Are you wise? What are you trying to pull, ye rotten feckless gouger? Feckless? Gouger? You're supposed to be defending me. 'Tis a wicked plot. 'Tis a plot to undermine me, so it is.
Objection!
Whatever you think it is, whatever you think this is, it changes nothing. The facts are the same. After this courtroom was evacuated earlier as a result of the smoke grenade, a number of inconsistencies materialized in relation to the omnibus.
Inconsistencies such as...
To start with, the storage compartment underneath the rear passenger seat. When the police investigated the omnibus, this compartment was full of the driver's items. Secondly, we have the smear of blood on the edge of the skylight. As I've said, that was not present at the start of the trial this morning.
Unfortunately, Lord Van Zieks, no one is able to corroborate your claims.
Scotland Yard can't? That's true. When the omnibus was first wheeled out, both the storage compartment and the skylight were shot.
Accordingly, I'm afraid to say, we cannot establish with any certainty if this evidence is a result of tampering or not.
Indeed, my lord. No doubt there was not a single person who saw fit to verify such things. What do you think?
Yeah, Dragon Scotland Yard isn't being put in the best light here. Sorry?
About the omnibus. Is there anything else unusual about the omnibus?
I guess I have an inkling?
My lord,
Yes, counsel.
there is one further inconsistency. A mark that surely could not have been present at the start of the trial.
What?
What in the devil's name are you going to say now? If you dare to betray me, you little maggot, you'd be start watching your back.
Silence, McGilded. The court awaits the defense's clarification.
This trial keeps swinging one way and then the other. I've no idea
Oh, I
what's the
know.
truth and what's deception.
I know now.
What am I supposed to believe here?
I shall have to ask you to elaborate, counsel. Where exactly is the legend mark that you claim appeared at some point during the trial?
The blood stain on the floor.
I'll be completely honest, when I was playing through this and my roommate was watching me play through this case, we both felt completely gaslighted by it because we were completely unsure if the blood stain, like when we first came back to the case, that was the only thing we noticed that was different, but we weren't sure
Yeah.
after the break.
To be fair, I'm gonna say something right now, and it might just be me reaching, but the new stains are lighter in color than the old stain that's on the chair. And blood oxidizes and darkens over time.
I think it's also the sun green, though.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it might just be me stretching, but like, that's why I noticed that the bloodstain on the floor was not there because it was a different color.
Oh, at this point, Dragon, I did know it was the stain, but I'm saying right when we got back from the break, I looked at the omnibus and I was like, wait, wasn't the... was there a stain there? If we consider that the victim fell through the skylight onto the floor of the cabin, you would certainly expect to find signs of blood where he landed. But as far as I recall, this blood stain on the cabin floor was not there when the omnibus was first brought into the courtroom. Well, fair, Dragon.
Good lord. Yes, I do believe you're correct, Counselor.
Ellipses. Well said. Although, as an advocate for the defense, one might say that was a very careless slip of the tongue.
I believe that bloodstain on the floor is a decisive piece of evidence. But if not the question of whether the evidence is genuine, or whether it was unlawfully fabricated by someone, I feel compelled to admit that there's at least a possibility that the evidence is fake. Arrgh! This trial is over! Mr. McGilded. I've done everything I can possibly can to cooperate with the court, but it is all over now. But you're the defendant. 'Tis over, I tell ye! Memory, recollection, what people think they saw, 'tis all nonsense. Facts are what counts, and the fact is that bloodstain is there, now. Ah, well. And over the course of this desperate trial, long and extremely drawn out as it has been, that good-for-nothing Reaper of the Bailey has failed to present any decisive evidence at all.
Hello.
I'm scandalized, so I am. I'd thought better of Lord Van Zeeks. Well, my lord?
I must concur with the defendant. The unaffirmed recollection of an individual cannot stand as evidence. At this moment in time, the particular bloodstain in question is very much in existence. In the absence of any credible method by which to prove its alleged previous non-existence, I regret to say that it would be improper for this trial to continue.
Your lordship can't be serious.
Lord Van Zeeks, what is your position?
The prosecution, my lord, has no further witnesses or evidence to present.
Very well. In that case, as I believe we have explored every possible avenue in this matter, I shall proceed to my education. As a formality, I am of course obliged to confirm with the defense first.
What formality?
As things stand at the moment, it would seem that Mr. McGilded will be found not guilty.
Yes.
Which would mean we've won.
Is that really the right outcome here? Is it really alright for the trial to come to an end now, with all these unexplained inconsistencies?
Counsel for the defense, your closing statement, please.
Yes, my lord. The defense believes...
Yes, please.
Yes, please, what?
Save. Cause like, as a lawyer, this is stupid. What we're doing now is dumb, right? Like, you're trying to make your
As a defense attorney, yes, your job is to get your defendant declared innocent,
Yeah.
or least charges possible.
So like at this point, the game is telling us to not play as a defense attorney and to be like a very morally righteous.
I mean, you're assuming that. That's if you're assuming that you have to say that he could be guilty.
Because that's what we have to pick. Like, everything has been leading up to us questioning his guiltiosity, including myself. I don't trust him. I never trusted him. Do I think he did it? No. Is the game putting you in a position to think that he did it? Maybe. And that's the issue there.
Which are you picking?
Defendant could be guilty.
I'm here in this courtroom today to advocate for the defense of my client, Mr. McGilded. However, at this moment in time, I cannot in all good conscience attest fully to the defendant's innocence.
So dumb.
What are you saying, What are you saying, man?
Without any question, there is no conclusive evidence to prove the defendant is guilty. However, there is also no conclusive evidence to prove that he is innocent.
Good gracious to me.
Like, everybody would be upset at him.
Order!
I just want to be clear. It doesn't matter which answer you picked there. I picked that he was innocent.
Fair.
This is unprecedented behavior, counsel. A defense lawyer calling the accused innocence into question. Are you of sound mind?
Except none of this happened.
Yeah, what did yours say?
I'll get to that. Oh, 'twas a grand decision to appoint you as my lawyer, so it was a grand decision. Okay, this is, I think, where it matches up now. It says roughly we'd expect that, like, believe my client is innocent, and they're just like, okay, and then it kind of just goes to this. What? I must say, I didn't expect quite such an exciting spectacle at the end there, but still.
Oh, so like...
Here, have this for your troubles.
So when you say he's innocent, he's being genuine, and now he's being sarcastic because he's upset at you.
Ah. Your job here is done, fella. And some fine work you've done, so you have. What do you mean? 'Tis just as the right honourable gentleman so secondly put it before. The trial can't go on anymore. And your closing statement there was, how did he put it now? Nothing more than a formality. No, he's not being sarcastic. He's being genuine. The case is done.
Fair enough.
Wow.
I'm not gonna win.
I really don't know what to make all of this. Was the evidence we've seen even genuine, or was it fake?
His lordship would be fuming. Any unsightly rubbish should be disposed of promptly, as I said.
Who does she work for? I thought she worked for Gilda McGillicuddy.
Stinking rich, always guilty of something. You, mark my words. No, she has never said who she works for.
I feel terribly ashamed that I ever doubted that lovely man who gave us the lovely park.
Now that proceedings have unfolded in this way, I am compelled to declare a premature end to this trial. Furthermore, the court must accept the defendant's plea.
Apparently the judge can just overrule the jury. I thank you kindly, my lord.
It's like, what's the point?
I hereby pronounce the verdict to this court.
But we still haven't determined if the bloodstain omnibus is genuine or not. We don't know if these witnesses are telling the truth or a pack of lies. We have no idea about the truth. This is all normal. This is all even if he pleaded guilty. Or pleaded not guilty.
Lord Van Zeeks.
My lord.
The case made by the prosecution was flawed, plain and simple.
Embarrassing.
If indeed the omnibus as presented as evidence was tampered with, the prosecution is at fault for allowing such a disgraceful perversion of justice to take place.
Oh, God.
It kind of is satisfying that the prosecution is the one that's like dumb goofing now. I gotta say,
My sincerest apologies, my lord.
it never happens that way. I feel like the
But
prosecution
wait.
is always right.
When we were evacuated from the courtroom, Lord Van Zeeks ordered this evidence to be secured.
For the prosecution cannot shun responsibility in this matter.
That's so unfair.
That's so unfair. Like, why would they say that?
The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury would not be required to proffer judgment. What?
Well, Lord Van Zeeks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense.
Do you mean to tell me all this has been a great waste of time?
The ask for a better defense seemed like it was more fitting when I pleaded not guilty.
Yeah.
'Tis the law of the land, my good man. If you'd like to pursue this matter further, you can always go ahead and try to change the law.
Magnus McGill.
Huh, it's you.
You already said the lines.
No! We're not going till you say it.
Magnus McGilden.
In his voice.
Magnus McGilded.
Good grief. You got more to say to me, have you?
Just one thing. A warning. This is far from over.
Well, that's something to be looking forward to, then. Wah-ha-ha-ha-ha!
Have I pronounced the defendant, Mr. Magnus McGilded?
Guilty.
Is that the plot twist of this case?
Confetti!
The fact that
Fireworks!
this is like underwhelmingly resolved.
Oh yeah, there's fireworks in this one in the courtroom. Can't believe it. This is an outrage. Should examine the evidence more. What are you talking about? The man's been cleared. He's innocent. With the courtroom in pandemonium for the second time that day, the judge delivered his verdict, and my first ever trial in Great Britain came to an abrupt end, with the defendant being found not guilty, ostensibly a victory for us. Good job! Don't you feel good about yourself? Don't you feel accomplished?
Sure.
You got an innocent man declared innocent.
Is that why the other guy
Not-
said
not-
that it was like...
Not entirely
Is it-
sure that one of those words in that sentence may have been wrong, but
Yeah. I can't even sans Undertale the date and time. It's just like somebody just popped a balloon.
That was certainly a long trial.
yes, it was.
Your first ever trial on foreign soil, and your first victory. It was a wonderful performance. My heartfelt congratulations.
Don't look too thrilled. And to you, Mrs. Otto, thank you for your assistance. I suppose we should be happy. The trouble is, we're still completely in the dark about what actually happened. Which is normal, though. Like, a court... Like, you're not going to necessarily find out what happened.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't have enough time.
But isn't it wrong? I mean, who was actually responsible for Mr. Mason's death? We don't even know that.
The sole aim of the defense is to obtain a verdict that exonerates the defendant. You carried out your duty to perfection.
Aye, that you did. Mr. McGilded. Ah, and that girl is with him too. Well, it seems the stories are true. Oh, what stories? What the 6 enormous fireworks they do be letting off when there's a verdict of not guilty. I'm sure you must have seen them now. Spectacular, wouldn't you say? Yes, definitely. I'd heard it was a sight to behold, and to be sure it was. And I have you to thank, I suppose, for having an opportunity to see it. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm not sure I really did anything. What on earth are you saying, fella? How did I walk out of there a free man, then? I don't think it was so much thanks to me as down to your planning. You're a straight-talking fella, aren't ye? I must say, ye had me astray in the head there once or twice. But you're young and headstrong. Well, 'tis water under the bridge.
Congratulations, Mr. McGilded, on having your name cleared.
Nothing resolved. There's only one thing that matters to me. Oh? Aye? They've all seen that I didn't do that odious and obstinate deed. 'Tis grand, is it not? I suppose it is. Now the fine fellows of Scotland Yard can take matters in hand and sort out any wee details. They'll see it for what it is, and they'll get to the truth. I've absolute faith in them, so I have. After all, I do be providing a good number of their wages with all the taxes I pay. Well, it's not that funny. So then, as we agreed aforehand, 1,000 guineas for your troubles, fella. Oh, no, I couldn't possibly accept that much. Arrah, be whist! You're a humble people, are ye, from the east? Well, if you insist. But have you this, still and all. You deserve a reward. It's very dumb, though. Like, I would have at least taken 1,000 guineas and been like, wow, this sucks, but like,
Yeah,
it's not going to change anything, and I'm a foreign person in a new place. This will help me get by.
Mr. Magnus McGilded. Everything is ready, sir. If you'd like to follow me into the courtroom.
Into the courtroom? What's this, officer? 'Tis sooner than I was led to believe.
I hope it's not inconvenient, sir. There were some changes to the schedule.
Well, I must be making tracks now. 'Tis time for the inspection. Sorry, what inspection? They're going to examine the omnibus again, so I'm told. I asked if I could be present for it myself.
They're going to examine it again, now.
Naturally, I'm under no obligation to take part in any more of this matter now. But as an upstanding member of London society, I do be doing my best to help where I can. 'Tis a gentleman's duty, so it is. So then, fare thee well. 'Twas an absolute pleasure meeting yous. I hope you have a whale of a time while you're studying here in Great Britain. And there he goes, a free man. Oh, I forgot she was here too.
Don't move!
Whereas I want to say, get a move on. She really does take forever to load that thing. Miss Lestrade, would you mind putting that thing down?
You're a grown-up,
Sorry?
and I hate all grown-ups. that also me?
This is also you.
Ah, there you are. That's a me. That's how I talk. Naughty, running off like that. Sorry. I got it.
Okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted a prompt.
I mean, sure. What do you got to give?
10-year-old girl genius.
I was gonna say,
British. 10-year-old British girl
British
genius.
yeah. Naughty, running off like that.
Is this some kind of picnic? Who is this little girl now?
And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Ah! Oh, do you want to play? You won't beat me. Ah.
Excuse me, but who are you?
Oh, good day to you. I'm the inventor, I suppose, of that machine.
The inventor?
Well, normal smoke grenades are so dull, don't you agree? White, white, and more white. If you have to be shrouded in smoke, it could at least be a pretty color, I thought to myself.
Do we have to be shrouded in smoke, though? At all?
Do you want me to embody a pearl?
No.
I just
No. No, no, no.
I just took my eyes off it for a moment while I was changing onto the different omnibus and she benched it. Luckily, I fitted it with a telegraphic beacon.
What's it, what? I have no idea what this girl is talking about.
Anyway, you're coming with me now, back to my laboratory. What for? To apologize, of course, silly, to my technician. What? You mean, say sorry?
Is that me too?
Yeah. That was
is that still the same girl?
that was the little girl.
Oh,
You must say sorry when you've done something wrong. Surely an adult has told you that before. An adult? I don't listen to no adults. Come along then. Follow me. Fine, have it your way. Oh, good. You see, I knew you'd want to do the right thing in the end.
I'm fairly sure that's what she wants. That she wants not to get shot by that massive gun of yours.
We'll be leaving now then. Bye-bye. I'm so sorry for all the fuss.
just like that.
She was a lively one. Man, that music, though.
It was great.
Well, do you think perhaps we ought to be on our way now, too?
Yes, you're right, but where to?
Oh,
We haven't had time to find a place to stay, and no sooner had we arrived in London than we had to rush here. All our travelling cases are still with the bailiff.
I was originally planning to spend today in search of lodgings.
But at this late hour of the day, I'm afraid we may be out of luck.
Don't worry, though. I have a plan. If worst comes to worst, I have a lovely park where we can spend the night.
Please tell me you're not thinking of McGilded Park.
I know it may be a little chilly at this time of year, but our youthfulness will see us through.
I'm not so sure about that. I think a midwinter London night will freeze a young person's salad just as easily as an elderly one.
Oh dear, that doesn't sound agreeable.
Now I'm starting to regret turning Mr. McGilded down. That 1,000 guineas would have paid for a lovely warm room, or a mansion. And so, the trial to determine my worthiness for the study tour was over by the end of our first day in London. However, as we were soon to learn, there were more trying times ahead. Just as the Reaper of the Bailey had warned, the case was far from over. Cutscene.
What's going on?
Whoa.
Get the fire brigade! Water! Bring water, quick! What the? How did this happen?
I don't know, sir. By the time I got here, it was already engulfed.
No one was supposed to be allowed in here before we started investigating. No. Oh, good God. There's someone in there.
This can't be.
Who's in the omnibus? Is it Gilda McGillicuddy?
That is not a
'Cause
character in this game.
Because if so, sweet, sweet revenge. Yum, yum, yum.
Judge voice isn't too far off, it see? Realm of the Reaper. We can at least do the intro of this case.
I really... Oh, so I heard the clouded Kokoro. Kokoro means heart. Whereas Kiseki means soul.
I begin to think, Wilson, said Sholmes, turning his head languidly in my direction, that there is more to this case than that which we have observed. Indeed, that there may be another part to this story that we are yet to discover. His eyes wandered, following the steam rising from his cup of herbal tea, leading him to the distant memory of that snowy evening. To the young lady collapsed on the pavement along Briar Road, and to the knife in her back. Lit in the soft glow of gas lamps, a most extraordinary scene had been set. And under the cover of a light fog, the curtain had risen silently on the insoluble mystery of our invisible killer.
Did you sleep last night, Mr. Naruto?
No, not at all.
It was an enormous hotel, wasn't it? The rooms were so luxurious, I felt like we were staying in a palace. While the gas lights twinkling, it was brighter than the day, even in the middle of the night.
What about the enormous beds? After my time in the SS Burya, I wasn't going to waste a single inch of that space. I spent the entire night rolling from one side of the mattress to the other.
Oh yes, it really was the sort of night that you can only dream of normally.
Were they present for this, like, tampering of evidence?
No.
Except... when I learned that we owed £3 for the room, that dream quickly turned into a nightmare.
Oops, sorry about that. The building was so impressive and the entrance so inviting, I just wandered in without thinking.
In a lodging house in Japan, that sum of money would put a roof over your head for a whole year. I did try, but I'm afraid I couldn't help my tears when we were presented with the bill.
I really am sorry.
Well, never mind. We must find some more affordable lodging straight away, though. If we're not careful, our entire stipend will be spent up in 10 days or less.
Ugh, London is a scary place.
Good morning to you at this early hour.
See, hopefully I'm doing close enough again. Oh yes, well...
Good morning to you, Lord Chief Justice. We have come to report on the outcome of the trial at that Old Bailey yesterday.
Sada-san is amazing. She doesn't bat an eyelid, even in the presence of the imposing Lord Strongheart.
Male Strongheart.
Yes, I believe you had a very comprehensive initiation into the British courtroom practices.
Oh yes, it was very eye-opening, thank you.
And in accordance with the instruction law in Strongheart, Missionary Hoda performed his duty to the end.
Yes, I've already been apprised of events. You conducted a remarkable defense. You may consider the test passed.
Oh.
No longer are you a student from the Empire of Japan. You may henceforth claim to be a fully fledged lawyer.
That's how that works.
My country is delighted to welcome young talent from such a remote eastern land.
Thank you very much. So, I'm a lawyer now.
Now, in view of your new appointment, I have a fresh case in mind for you. I'd like you to take it on at once. I trust that won't be a problem.
Another case already?
Nothing trains a lawyer better than practical experience. I'm sure I don't sense dissatisfaction, do I?
Just that yesterday's trial ended unusually. I haven't quite come to terms with it.
What's to come to terms with? The man was cleared. What more were you hoping for? The culpability of the defendant has not at the present time been established by this court. Consequently, the jury will not be required to proffer judgment.
Well, Lord Van Zieks, it's been a pleasure, so it has. And as for you, my dear fella, I couldn't have asked for a better defense. Waluigi is Irish now, confirmed.
Yeah.
That's why he's so short. I just can't help wondering if Mr. McGilded really was innocent. Your mic's off. We cannot hear you. We see your lips moving, but we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
That was weird. Miss Naruto.
It's just that I never managed to ascertain the truth. And then the trial ended.
Well, you needn't let it trouble you for a second longer.
Sorry?
What do you mean, Lord Strongheart?
Magnus McGilded passed away immediately following the trial.
He was in the carriage. No!
What? Mr. McGilded is dead?
Dead doves.
You gotta say dead doves.
I have 19 minutes and 41 seconds until my next engagement. Time enough to talk.
Okay, do you think
Well,
that's a
you're
good
gonna-
spot?
You're gonna have to wait.
They killed the
whole
leprechaun.
week. I can't believe that Lord Gilded McGillicuddy is dead.
Yeah, Gilded McCaughlin is dead.
It's me, Gildig McLaughlin. Top of the morning to ya. I'm speaking to you from heaven. Like a dead dove came to me and took me away.
A flock of dead doves.
Flock of dead doves.
Just one can't carry a person of that stature.
Yeah. That entire case was so underwhelming.
Do you think it was underwhelming? I like that case. I like the characters.
I mean, the characters were fine. I just it's like.
Did it upset you that much that Van Zieks put his foot on the stand? That made it underwhelming for you?
That's where I draw the line. Lord Von Zieks slamming his foot on the prosecutor's desk.